separate. Okay, that what you want to talk about?
Well, just in 1946, I was 6 years old. My home was in McCombie, South Carolina. It was so rough in McCombie, we had to move up and down now. We moved to Spartanburg.
Then why did y'all move?
Well, it was white and the black were fighting. And so the white man wanted to whip my dad with a whip. And so my dad was laughing. He was laughing at the white man, and the white man hit my dad in the mouth. And so when my daddy came home, Mom said, Robert, what's wrong with you? He said, man hit me in my mouth. He told the white man, said he was going to get the man. And so Mom told Dad, said, you better leave him tonight so they can not come in here and whoop you with a whip. So Dad went off his dad's house. And so around about 12 o'clock that night, it was 5 white men coming down with a white sheet over his head with a whip.
The KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. There,
I don't know who it was. It was
they were white and racist.
yeah. And I asked him, who are you? And so they said they gonna get him, teach him a lesson. And so Mama told him, said, look, said you go to Spartanburg and don't look back. And so he caught the 6 o'clock train and got up there at D-Track. And so he walked over there.
D-Track.
Yeah.
What was D-Track? The train station there.
No, right over here off of
You know that
D-Track right over here.
yeah, the filling station.
Yeah. And so he got off right there. So he went over to his mama house. And so he stayed around there for about 2 or 3 weeks, and he got a job at the baker shop. At first it was a farm baker shop, but he worked there till I got 17 years old, and I got me a job up there. But anyway, it was rough, and see, black couldn't talk to the white, and the white couldn't talk to the black. And so they didn't have no black men in the mill and things, cause it wasn't up for white folks. Black men had to work outside. They couldn't work inside. But anyway, it was rough back in them days.
Then talk about how when you told us that how the white men down there in McCormick used to make the black men did their own graves.
Yeah, this mama had a little boy. This mama had a little boy. And so the white man came over to ask the lady, said, look, I'm going to let him look at my money. They didn't have no bank then. And so he made the little boy dig a grave out there. Dig a grave out there. So what happened, the white man took a gun and shot the little boy in the back of his head and threw him over in the grave.
Yes, sir.
And the white man, he covered him up. And then, so one time, they were man in the wood hunting, so he found that money, and he kept on digging, and so he had a thing full of money, and so he was rusty, shining up, and then he get the money home, and they put him back next day.
Oh, Dad, did you ever see a lot of racist stuff back in your days?
Oh yeah, a whole lot. But you know what? I didn't pay it no attention. But see, well, back in them days, well, you couldn't say nothing but just look. And so my grandmama had cows, and my granddad had horses and things. So me and him was like,
what was their names?
One of them named Henry, the mule named Henry, and then a cow named Bessie.
What was your granddaddy and grandma name?
Big Mama and Big Pa.
Big Mama and Big Pa.
Yeah.
What was Big Mama's name?
Annie Wells.
Annie Wells. And what was granddaddy's name, great granddaddy's name?
Richard Wales, that was his name.
Oh, okay.
And he always said, "Hush, honey."
They say he always
always
said,
said,
hush,
"Hush,
honey."
And then see, back then, see, I wasn't born about 5 or 6, and then they used to call me Boot.
Dad, why they call you Boot?
Call my daddy named Boot.
Oh, okay.
And then I used to go down there, stay down there with my grandmama during the summer, and I come back to
In
Spartanburg.
McCormick.
Yeah,
That's
McCormick.
pretty down there, ain't it? Well, Dad, did you see any more racist things? You saw a lot of that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I seen a lot of that. You know, you couldn't go uptown and buy nothing. The white man had to take you to town and buy you some shoes and socks, whatever you got to have. And then see, you got to go up there and cook that man some dinner.
For real, Dad?
Yeah. Then they had one wash the clothes. Then they had a big old wash pot. They had to wash the clothes and everything. And then what makes it so bad, you had to go out there and tend to the little children.
They children there.
Yeah, they children. And then they call you Cousin Leonard. Hey, Cousin Leonard, how you doing?
So the white little children would call the black little children cousins.
Yeah, uh-huh.
That they probably was their cousins for
See,
real.
Guess what? Black folks didn't have no name. We had to use the white folks' name, last name.
Well, Dad, do you know, did you ever hear of any of our cousins talk about our family coming from Africa or whatever?
Well, that was way before our time. That was way before Mama and them time.
Oh.
See, what they did, they had a ship. They went over there and they put all the black folks over there on that boat and brought them back to Spartanburg, back to Spartanburg. And then some white folks I want this right there, open your mouth up, see you got some good teeth, see your breath stink.
Did Mama and them talk about stuff like that from like our great grandma and stuff like that?
Yeah, uh-huh.
What they used to say there?
Well, they enjoyed it because they couldn't say nothing because they didn't have nowhere to go. Where you going? You had to sleep in the bushes.
The black people there.
Yeah, they had to sleep in the bushes. And so the white folk, what they did, they need somebody to ply them mules and stuff. They got the black folk do all that.
That made the black people real mad.
Yeah. No, okay, it was a house man and a house woman. Well, they go in there and clean up white folks' house up, and they had another woman cook their food and
so
stuff.
The black people did all kind of different things around them.
Yeah, did everything different now and then. So if you get sick or something, they give you a bottle of castor oil.
For real, there.
And stay at home for a couple of days.
Through the white people.
Yeah, give you some castor oil.
There's a dad using cast off. Well, Dad, did you ever hear about black people getting hung in trees and stuff like that?
Well, it was a whole lot of black people got hung in trees and stuff, you know. See, what happened, see, you had to keep your mouth shut. And see, when you see a white man, you both say, "Yes, sir, Captain."
Yes, sir, Captain. Well, what you had to call the white woman or the white women?
Cousin Ann and stuff like that, Miss Ann and stuff like that, and say, what they tell you to do something, you better do it. And say, then the white man used to go with the black women, and then he told them, said, well, this him. They put him in with the white folk, with the black women, and tell him to nurse that baby, and when they grow up. And he with the black folk.
You got the mixed children there.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So when the white men would get the black women pregnant, and then they would let the black people raise them children.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Oh, that's well, I'm gonna ask you a question. Has the world changed a lot since them days?
What
you think about black people?
The world changed about 5 times. It done changed about 5 times. Well,
Do you think it's got better, worse, or what?
well, anyway, it's about the same, but I'm saying about them. There's too many black people in the world now. See, well, then see, population done got real big now.
The black population.
Yeah.
So you think that? Well, do you think black people will ever go back to slavery?
No, and guess what
There's
it
too
did?
many people,
Well, you know who
and they
took
ain't gonna
out?
stand for it.
You know who
What
took
then?
our place?
Who then?
The Mexicans took our place now. Say
Why you say that then?
because you take a black man now, he not go out there and digging on hole and stuff. Most you see somebody digging a hole now is Mexican stuff.
Well, you right there. You don't sound racist. You just telling like I done heard a lot of white people say that, and a lot of black people. And I done heard Mexican people say that. There's some good hard workers and stuff like that. Mexican people.
There's some good people.
But you right there. I done heard a lot of people talk about Mexicans, how a lot of Mexicans will come over here and do a lot of stuff that most American people wouldn't do.
They won't do that because see they not see a lot of things too. Say a black woman gonna get no job on job they would get, they be in white folks' house.
Yes, sir.
They
Like
come-
maids and
Yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
stuff. They come work in the mill and stuff. They can do nothing. Only thing they can do working cook for people, and everything. Then like in the morning time, well, they have to put a bus out there in our neighborhood so they can haul the black women and black men to the women's job and stuff. They come and pick them up, but you had to ride in the back. You can ride in the front of the bus. You had to ride in the back of the bus.
Oh, well, I'm so glad I got to record you talking. I had been wanting to record you for a long time talking about this, that. But you say that you feel like it ain't got no better. It's done got worse.
It done got worse. See,
With
now,
racism and stuff.
yeah, black killing blacks, and you don't hardly see too many white killing white, but most of the other night, black people killing one another now. And that's what the black folks, white folks like. See, they killing
When
one
black
another.
people, the white racist white people like when black people kill each other.
Yeah,
But it's white people killing, yeah, a lot of white people killing each other too.
yeah.
And then what you think about the police killing a lot of the black people, innocent black people?
Well, it's like this that's been going on for years. That's been going on for years, so that never stopped.
Well, then what you think about Spartanburg? Was Spartanburg racist when y'all moved up this way?
Yeah, see, back then, it was the white man, black man have a knife in their pocket. They keep it sharp all the time.
Who, the white men?
Black men. So
Oh.
what they'll do, when they get to fighting, they'll hold hand, they cut one another.
Who would cut one
that
another?
That was black and black were fighting. And when you walk down the street, you see a black man got a scar cut on the side of the face.
And why do you think they turn it against each other? I always heard and knew that the reason why black people was against each other because the white man oppressed them. The white man, most white people had like money or land or whatever, and black people were struggling.
Well,
And so I think they took it out on each other. What you think, there?
No, see what it was. Well, when I'm gonna come along in Highland, it wasn't but 5 people had cars in Highland, and see, cause the black folk couldn't drive no car,
Why, there?
cause they didn't have no money to buy none, and they couldn't work nowhere, and so you buy groper. If you had $50 in your pocket, you just like $200 in your pocket.
Well, yes, sir. But what I'm saying is the reason why black people back then, even now, back then a lot of black people was struggling because they couldn't find jobs and stuff. And they ain't have money like what white people had, and it's still like that a lot today. and things. And so black people, they was more like depressed because, like you said, they didn't have no cars.
Well, guess what?
What then?
It's a man worked 40 hours. He didn't bring home but $35.
He was a black man.
Yeah, black man, black and white. It was black and white.
So they were making the same amount.
Yeah, And then see a lot of time when a black man be on the expression working and stuff like that, white man say, I'm gonna give you a couple more dollars cause you white.
That's what the owner would tell the white man, I'm gonna give you a couple more dollars because you white.
Yeah,
But what would he say to the black man? Would he give him a couple more dollars?
Well, they give him $25.
But he'll get a white man the most money.
Yeah, he give him about $40. Yeah, he'll hurry and put it in the pocket.
Who, the white man did?
Yeah, you can buy a hot dog for about 10 cents.
For real? Well, how much was cars back then?
About $600. You buy a truck for about $500.
What about how there was new cars and stuff there?
Well, yeah, there was new cars. Well, you buy a car for $50. You buy a car for $25.
Darn. Well, how much was gas back then?
10 cents a gallon.
Wait, about what year was that there?
That was in 50, about 52, 53.
Oh. Well, what would happen if a black man looked at a white woman back then?
They'll electrocute and put him in jail.
They'll electrocute him for real,
yeah,
there.
Put him in jail. Well, a lot of men got put in jail.
Cause they looking at a white woman.
I know a man over there by Water Funeral Home over there, and there's a white woman laying out there in the yard out there having suntan, and it's some white men come through down there whistling, and then a white.
You know the black men was whistling.
No, the white folks was whistling, and then they seen them. That woman seen that black man walking down through there. She thought the black man was whistling. She called the police.
For real, yeah. And they took him to jail.
They killed him in jail again 20 years.
For real, there. Did he have to do all the 20 years?
Yeah, again 20 years.
Just for looking at a white woman. Well, then, what about the time you said the paddy wagon used to be going around town, and they had a bunch of black people in the paddy wagon, and you let them out?
See what happened? It was a calf. They fighting. Well, they'll get all the drunk, put them up in the paddy wagon, and so what I did, I unlocked the paddy wagon, let them out, and they ran down the street. And then when they got to jailhouse and everything, and they tell them come out with nobody in here, so they come out going to start putting everybody in jail.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Dad. We'll be talking about this kind of like when you tell me stories. Well, then, before I go or whatever, how did people feel when Martin Luther King got killed?
Everybody started crying. Hey, guess what? You know, in the summertime.
Yes, sir.
Summertime, when the peace truck come out there, well, all the black women be out there standing on the corner with a head rag on their head.
Did you say the peach truck?
Yeah, start picking peaches. And then they'll go out there and pick peaches for $5. And then sometimes they make $3 out there all day picking peaches.
Darn.
I used to go out there. I told him, man, I ain't picking no peaches.
Then why you told him you ain't picking no peaches?
It's too hot out here.
Well, Dad, what about y'all was the first people in Highland had a TV?
Yeah, we were first one had a TV in Highland on Park Street. They used to come down and look through the window and watch our TV.
And what they used to be looking? Didn't you say it was Joe Louis and all kind of?
They watched Joe Louis and watched the Cowboys and Superman, and they come down every day about 4 o'clock and watch TV.
Oh, about how many people was it there?
It was a whole bunch of them come down there.
I remember when I was a little girl, Mama used to talk about stuff like that.
And so you tell people had TV because they had an arrow on top of the house. If you don't see no arrow on top of the house, they ain't got no
the
TV.
Antenna there.
Yeah.
Well, there. What you think about Spartanburg now? It's done
Well,
changed a lot for the best.
it didn't change a whole lot now. Well, tell the truth, spy mode, it's too many people in spy mode now.
It is there.
Well, next 50 years, that's the reason why they're building houses and stuff now, because it's gonna be overcrowded.
Well, you right about that then.
And everywhere you go, they're building houses now.
Well, Dad, do you think Russia gonna let off an atomic bomb, or somebody gonna let an atomic bomb?
No, that never happened.
They said that'll never happen. I have been wanting you to tell me about stuff like this day. But you think Spartanburg and McCormick, because Spartanburg pretty, and McCormick is too, and it's bad people everywhere.
Well, tell you one thing, ain't nobody in McCormick now. Everybody done left McCormick. McCormick, ghost town now. I remember on Saturday, you gonna go to town, Jim, on Saturday. White folks go to town at 10 o'clock. And then
At night?
No, in the morning time. And then out of 1 o'clock, then black folks come to town. There'd be more blacks than there and white.
Well, what about the fair there?
At the fair, well, at the fair, well, when the fair come to Spy Mode, they didn't have it 2 days. That was
Wasn't it Wednesday?
And Saturday. Saturday anybody day. I worked at the fair every year. I used to sing at the fair, and used to sing.
Sing it there. Sing what you used to sing.
People get ready that a train is coming.
Don't need no ticket.
I can't do it no more.
Let's get on. They'll say he can't do it no more. Well, Dad, I'll be talking to you again. I like when you tell the stories of how it was, even though some of it was sad and stuff. But you're right, Dad. Spartanburg done changed a lot for the good.
Hey, guess what? They put me in jail, man.
Why, Dad?
Because remember why they put me in jail, man?
Yes, sir.
Because he told me, said we were driving that car, and I wouldn't tell him. And then he said, well, he'll talk.
Who was driving that car?
Yeah. That he'll talk in the morning. So they kept me in jail, and they told me, said, well, who was driving that car? I said, I don't know who was driving that car. I was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so they told me pissing and everything. They told me, said, well, I don't want you be out down that street. See, black folk had to be in the house at 9 o'clock.
For real, Dad.
If you catch on out down the street, they'll put you in jail.
Well, I'm gonna ask you another question, Dad. What about the weather? Is it more cold? Was it way colder back then? And
man, this time of year be ice on the ground.
For real, Dad.
Ice should be on the house along my arm.
Icicles. Dad, don't you know I ain't saw icicles in a long time.
Well, it ain't been cold, to tell you the truth.
Well, you right there. I remember growing up, used to be icicles hanging down and icicles on the ground. You don't see that too much no more.
Really, it done changed a whole lot. Now, everything done changed.
Do you think it's then got hotter?
It was hot this summer. Yeah, it was real hot this summer.
So you think that global warming is really changing the earth?
Well, it was a hot. The sun fried the grass. See
when, Dad?
It was out there.
Yes, sir.
See how brown that grass out there?
Yes, so I see that. You did say the sun. It was so hot the sun fried the grass.
Yeah, it was. Grass and time kill all the grass.
Darn.
If you don't water them, sun will cook them. And so when it rains, that do the yard and stuff straighten up.
You want cigarettes under them. Well, Dad, I'm so glad that I have been wanting to come and talk to you about stuff like that. When I come back, we can finish talking about it.
Okay, then.
But I love you, Dad.
I love you, too. I enjoyed talking to you.
I enjoyed that. I've been wanting you to tell me about some of that stuff so I could record it.
Okay, then.
But, Dad, you done met plenty of nice white people and plenty of nice black people and stuff like that. It's just some bad people in this world, ain't it, Dad?
Well, it's some bad people and some good people.
You're right, Dad. No matter what race, white, black, Chinese, whatever, it's bad in all races.
Well, things done changed a whole lot now.
You,
But you know what?
what there?
There's a whole new generation. Everybody done passed going on now.
I bet you miss them.
Yeah, all of them done gone on now. So ain't too many of us living now.
Then one day we'll be saying, darn, we gonna be the ones that's here and.
Well, I tell you one thing. See, these days and time now, people leaving here now.
And they leaving fast, ain't they, there?
Every time you pick up a newspaper, somebody in there.
Well, they talk about when you had the polio, real quick.
Polio?
Remember that shot right there?
Oh, yeah.
They gave you the polio shot.
Yeah, that was a polio shot, and they thought I was sick, and so they gave me a shot, and I scratched my arm, and had a big old spot on my arm.
Can I record that spot? It's over here.
Right now.
Okay, that's the polio thing.
Yeah.
That's what the came from the shot there.
Yeah.
I thought it was up higher about up there, but this it right here.
That's it right there.
And that shot caused that right there.
Yeah.
Well, did a lot of people get the polio? Was they scared to get that shot at first?
Well, back then people they called it chicken pox and measles. You don't see nobody with measles no more now.
Well, you right there. But yeah, that did a lot of people get sick from the.
Yeah, I had chicken pox and the measles.
And a lot of people. Did a lot of people die from that stuff.
Well, you can drink some stuff when the doctor gives some stuff to drink.
Oh.
And they had soul. You can tell somebody had chicken pox. They had soul all over.
Oh. Darn. I remember I had the chicken pox as a little girl. But then I'm going to come back so I can. What's your name?
Robert Lee Wells Jr.
What's your daddy and mama name?
Carol Wells and Robert Wells.
Oh, my mama Annie Ruth.
Annie Ruth Wells and Tom Lee Wells, Mabel Drummond and Teresa Drummond.
Mike, it's a lot of us, ain't it, there?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them now.
Oh, well, this new generation there. But thank you for talking about it. One day when I have time, I'll really come down here.
Well,
so you can tell me some more stuff.
Well, guess what?
What there?
Everybody done passed. Well, I'm the only one living now.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of friends. Now the only one, I don't never see none of them. There's Clarence still living.
Clarence still living, but all the rest of them dead.
Botsy.
Yeah.
Roy.
All of them dead.
Roy Collins. A lot of them people are dead. A lot of our cousins dead and this and that. But yeah, I'm so glad that you had talked about this. When I come back down here and I have time, I'm gonna get you tell me some more stuff, okay? Okay, Dad. I'm so glad you had talked to me about that.
All right.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
My name is Miss Linda.
All
okay.
Right,
okay, Dad. I love you.
I love you too.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.